Well, I was just looking over some questions that have come in recently, and one that kind of leapt out at me was a simple question of how is it that some people cope so much more easily with stress than other people? And I was thinking, well, the first thing is I don't like the word cope because it sounds like putting up with. How do people put up with stress? The idea really is to learn to release it. But people who do that really well recognize more quickly than people who don't that releasing stress is an inside job. It's an inner game, as Tim Galway refers to that inner experience. It's not about changing the circumstances. You know, circumstances engender stress, like having too much to do or too much responsibility, or a loss of a loved one, or hell, the loss of a job, or the loss of self-esteem, or the threat of a loss. All of those things engender stress, but that stress manifests in here, within the boundary defined by your skin. So people who manage stress well recognize on the most fundamental level what they have to do is deal with this thing, this body, and keep it feeling cool, calm, collected, and relatively content, which is damn near impossible because people are going to blare horns at you, they're going to give you the finger, they're going to sneer at you, all sorts of things are going to happen. But when that happens, that natural glitch that we get, that's a natural fight or flight reaction. That's supposed to happen. What you do have control over is not that. What you have control over is how deep you let that experience go and how long you hang on to it. Now, if what you do is get in your mind about it and start chewing on the event, whatever it is, start chewing on it like bubble gum, you're going to prolong it. You're going to prolong that feeling of stress in your body. The way that stress manifests is your breathing gets shallow. That's followed by tension up here. And that's followed by tension or discomfort wherever your most vulnerable areas are. But when your breathing gets shallow, your awareness becomes concentrated up here in the theater. And the tendency is to start going over the dilemma, whatever it is, the problem, time and time again. Now, if you're doing some constructive thinking about it, here's where I am, here's where I want to be, these are the steps I think I should take, and then you take the steps, that whole process will take a few minutes. But if you start ruminating, going over your gremlin enters the scene and gets you to start overthinking, essentially going over and over and over the same facts and figures time and time again, even if you come up with a solution, you'll have to go through the whole thing again a few moments later. So there's a difference between constructive thinking and fretting or ruminating or hell, worrying. It's the same thing. Two tests. If you're worrying, it's going to last a long time and you're going to go over and over the same stuff time and time again, and it's going to feel really bad. So it's going to feel bad, it's going to last a long time. If you're doing some constructive thinking, it may not be a barrel of laughs, but it's not going to last very long, and there's no anguish connected with it. It's just problem solving. So anyway, the keys are to breathe, taking in all of the air that you want, and to exhale fully. Get out of your head, just track your breathing all the way in and all the way out. And as you've heard me say many times, if you've watched any of these videos, notice where you end and all of the props and players begin. Miraculous sheath known as your skin. Feel air on your skin, clothes on your skin. There's a whole video about that on here somewhere. Anyway, thank you for listening, and thank you for the questions. The person who sent this, I really, really appreciate. So, hope you're listening. Thanks.